Hey everybody, my name is Walter Trout and you are right here listening to the Blues Podcast. Lasted for a little while and I ended up just moving to California one day, figuring that New Jersey at that point was a dead end. So to be perfectly honest, I had a Volkswagen Beetle. I had a Gibson 335, a Fender Super Reverb, a Martin D28, a mandolin, a trumpet, all my clothes, a half a pound of marijuana, and 30 hits of LSD and $150, and I drove across the country. I hallucinated my way to California.
It's amazing that you actually got there.
You know, it took a while, you know. I took my time, you know, but
had you actually set out for California, or was that just where you ended up when you kind of run out of gas?
I set out for California. I had some friends that lived in Costa Mesa, and I had come and visited them for a week, and I had seen that there was a great club scene in LA and Orange County. And I went back to my band and said, if we all move to California, we can work. Our band could work in Los Angeles. And they all said, yeah, let's go. And one by one, they dropped out till I said, well, if you guys aren't going, I'm going to go on my own. And I took off. And they all figured I'd drive 50 miles and turn around, but I didn't. I got out here. I can tell you a real quick little story. I arrived in Costa Mesa on Halloween, 1974. I had just driven 3,000 miles. I had taken 11 days. I was really kind of mentally out of my mind at this point from, you know, weed and acid. And they said, we're going to a Halloween party. Do you want to go? And I'm like, yeah, I guess so. You know, I just got here. I just drove 3,000 miles. They said, you need a costume. I said, I don't have a costume. Well, anyway, this guy says, I have a full body gorilla suit. You want that? I said, yeah, give me the gorilla suit. So I put on the full gorilla suit with the head and the whole thing. I gave everybody of my friends, I gave them all a hit of LSD. We went to the party. I started having really the ultimate bum trip. Like, my God, I got to go back to New Jersey. What am I doing here? This is horrible. I don't know anybody. And I was freaking out, and I walked out of the party and I started walking down the street, and then I realized I was completely lost. I was in a new town. I couldn't find the party. I couldn't find the house we lived in. I was lost, wandering the streets of Costa Mesa, peaking on LSD, dressed as a gorilla. And I wandered into a little cafe. I sat down at the counter. I took my gorilla head off. I stuck it on the counter. A waitress came over and said, can I help you? And I just went, and I started sobbing, and I had a nervous breakdown. Well, she took care of me, and she got me a cup of coffee, and I explained the whole thing to her. And she said, do you know the name of the street their house is on? I said, yeah, College Avenue. So she drew me a little map, and I finally ended up back at the house. Well, 4 years later, I was in the Happening band in Orange County. I was the lead player of the Happening group, you know, the big popular group. There's a girl there, and I'm looking at her, and she's looking at me, and where do I know you from? And she looks at me, she goes, oh my God, you're the gorilla. It was the waitress. And she became a fan of the band. But anyway, I don't know why I told you that, but that was my first night in California. I was lost on acid, dressed as an ape, you know.